Hi people, a short one today, in fact tonight. So the empire of Tartaria was heavily beaten by the army of trolls that invaded the internet since the hype was on, since the November. So we got so many comments, so many different debunkers and different channels and all this stuff. So I showed a couple of examples today. And they keep coming. So it might be a little boring, but I'll tell you how this thing is working. It works really good with search engine optimization. When you have a topic, for example, let's see, say cats are bad. So cats are bad. So like you don't like cats, you like dogs, right? So you wanna make cats look bad for everybody. So you flood the internet with this information. That discredits cats, like that cats are, filthy. That cats lick their balls, or cats, I don't know, don't haircut and stuff like this. So you do different stuff that does make an original content, which is pretty much really good for search engine. And search engine goes to your website or your channel, and it knows exactly what you're talking about. If you're talking about the cats, it knows that you're talking about the cats. So if you're talking about the mudflood, it knows that you're talking about the mudflood. So what they do is they optimize their content that way, that they kind of talk about the mudflood, but in fact they don't talk about the mudflood. So it's like uh, first thing. The second thing is they try to debunk the mudflood using and the Wikipedia and all this stuff, like reading some different articles or referring to some archives that are not even presented, or proposing some crazy theories that officials don't even propose, because officials know that it's totally crazy. Like today I was sent a link about one channel, just ordinary channel. I never watched it before. I figured that's a strange thing. It has like 13,000 subscribers. Why haven't I watched it? How come that I missed it? I'm in the topic for 2 years. It's in Russian. I should have watched that video, because it could get me in recommended. And I thought maybe this is a Ukrainian channel. Let me look. And I looked in the description, and it was a Ukrainian channel. Why don't I trust the Ukrainian channels? That because those guys like to hype. I'm a YouTuber, and a lot of Ukrainians hype on YouTube. So it's like they hype on the topics. Not very far ago, not very long ago, one Russian famous business blogger got very badly accused by one Ukrainian small little blogger, but he got like million views a couple of times. And this works exactly this way. They talk on a hyping topic. So right now in Russia, we have a hyping topic of the mud flood, of this catastrophe, all this stuff. So he's like starting making videos and hyping on the topic using Wikipedia and using like obvious mixing of true and lies. Like he's like basing his script like on 95% of truth and obvious information, and like putting like little 5% of lies in each of his videos. And what he's trying to debunk the mudflood video, he's like his main idea that they just buried the whole city. So it's like his idea is based like this. So like there was a huge flooding, and it was because of some volcano, and that could also be proved by the year without no summer, the famous year without no summer. So of course, and like the people from each town, his research is based on St. Petersburg, but whatever he says, like it was in every town. So like people were said like, guys, look, something's happening. The rivers might rise, and we could be flooded. So you might as well go like on the outskirts of the cities and settle there. So leave your houses. because they're gonna be totally impossible to live here. Like leave the town, evacuate. So like everybody is evacuating. You know, in our days we have this evacuation everywhere. Like, but it's only after something happens, right? Nobody comes to you before and says, look guys, something's gonna happen like in a couple of weeks, so you're like, yeah, might as well evacuate here. So nobody does that. They do it only after it happens or during the process, if they're smart enough and fast enough. But what this guy is doing is like, he's like saying, well, they said that they told him to evacuate, and they were evacuated by so the huge flooding came, and immediately the second day after it came, it got frozen, and everything was frozen into 1 or 2 stories in each building. So they were impossible to live there for like 10 years. And then they came, and guess what? They buried all the cities. So like people ask him in the comment, dude, why are you so sure about it? I mean, you were so reasonable in all your videos before. You were like talking about obvious things. Like we totally agree with you. You debunking those alternatives, very good. But why are you debunking with this crappy and nonsense idea of burying things? Like, do you know what's burying look like? Like a bunch of earth that you're supposed to bring to the place, and bury the whole city with this volume of earth. He's like, whatever, people could build a channel back in the days like in 2 months. So this is the problem. People try to believe those debunkers, and as soon as they try to debunk, just think about it. Why is he debunking? What is his channel about? Just scroll through the channel, take a look at it. Who is in this channel? Why is he speaking this ugly accent, but he's trying to speak Russian? Maybe it's not his native language. Yes, he's Ukrainian, and I like Ukrainians. I have a bunch of Ukrainian co-workers and friends, but what we're different in is that they believe that Russians were like separated from all these Slavic tribes that right now living in Europe, and they're like Europeans, and we are like Asians, and we're like barbaric, we're like conquering them and all this militarized stuff. So they're like ready to fight us and kill us, whatever. Although we are brothers for like 300 years, is what they say. But they're disappointed with us. So they're pressing this stuff through their videos, and this is clearly the white line in each and every video, because if the people believe this official Ukrainian history that they actually excavated the Black Sea, for example, that they were the first Christians, and so a bunch of nonsense that their history right now proposes, and this is officially taught in the schools. So we are kind of, I don't agree with official history either, but when they try to mix all this stuff that we do in Russian segment of internet and trying to research the buried houses and all this smart flood, and they try to push their ideas that we are so stupid, using our content, in fact, in debunking and making their own hype and their own videos and using their own subscribers. And also, we had a couple of construction professionals. He said he was a construction professional. He told me like that I'm a moron because he's working in a daily base. They built the houses with the basements, and they have this basement windows. So people still thinking I'm talking about the houses with the basement windows. Guys, I'm not talking about the houses with the basement windows. Basement windows is clearly seen when it's a basement windows, and it was designed as a basement window. But when you have a window which is half buried, and it's not designed like a basement window, it's an ordinary window, right? So I told him, dude, if you stating that you actually built the houses with 20 feet deep basement, create their windows and doors underground, leading nowhere. In fact, they lead to the ground. Like you cannot go there, but you have them, and you figure, oh, I was so bad to do this. Maybe I should brick them so there'll be no windows and doors underground. So you do this, and you brick them up, and then you do it all over again in each and every building you build. So who is the moron man, dude? And he I don't know, he didn't answer me nothing. So I think people still thinking that we're so stupid, like conspiracy theories or something like this, like and I'm pointing on each and every basement windows. No, I'm not pointing on each and every basement windows. Trust me. What the windows I'm showing you is always checked, at least 2 signs of them that I had in my video of mud flood signs when I described the signs of the mud flooded buildings. Look at it if you haven't watched it. Okay, so we're supposed to have a chat with the Swedish channel. I don't know, something happened and we have to reschedule it. And so probably this week we're gonna have a chat with Richard. Tell me what you think about the trolling, and have you heard any, decent constructive comments on the mud flood, except that then maybe they buried the whole city, or like, in Prague, they actually say it when you go to the tourist excursion, when you buy a tour, they actually tell you that the whole city was buried. Like, you try to ask him how can the buildings, be that deep, so they, built the buildings after they buried the cities. I said, yes, they did. Yes, they buried the city and then they built the buildings underneath. So it's like, this is a propaganda. People were taught this since the childhood, and it's like brainwashing them. We have like star forts actually on the top of the mountains that are actually buried, like also 6 or 10 meters deep on the mountain. So it's like, how did the flood came upwards? I said, I didn't say it came upwards. I said it was buried on the mountain. So because the pipeline of the previous fracking station or mining station, or what they did on the mountains, could be also leaching, So they had the pipelines, and all this mud came through the pipelines and buried all this top of the mountain, and then it maybe went downhill. Who knows if that was explosion, like an eruption of mud volcanoes? Looks the same. Just the mud flood is going down from the mountain. And what we see actually in China a couple of times, when the mud's coming from the mountain, and it looks like a flow, not like just a slide and that's it. It was like a flow, so it's like continuous flow with the current. So that's what I'm talking about. So it had a tide and stuff like this. So let's see if we have any comments here today. Hey guys. Let's see, my cat's trying to enter. Let me show you the comments screen. Well, I also got some pictures that I have to, edit to the video of the third part, but I haven't done it yet because I have so many jobs this week. Philip, I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm saying you are the foremost knowledgeable person on the mud flood so far. Liquidity. Okay, Tartaria. What's the mud? Please. What's the mud flood? Please, anyone. I don't know. What do you mean? And yes, we're all Tartarians. We're all brothers and sisters. Black, white, and different. The government separate us to keep us fighting. Yes, in fact, all the research could end up them creating another race of people. And when a new race comes up, it like ends up fighting with those survivors from different races. That could be geographically separated. So think about it. So how many races did we have? So if they make up the slave race each and every time, and after the reset, they can modernize it and, like erase the giant race, or maybe create some, white race, black race, or whatever. So it's like a global reset cycle, and they can be creating different slaves and bring them from different countries. I mean, not the countries, different cells that could be around us, so they can bring the genetic material here through the women, and women can be can do a birth of different type of person here. So this is how this could be happening. So guys, I guess no questions for this topic about the trolls. So thanks a lot for following. I hope the videos that I had with the evidence, not that long ago, like yesterday, I put some videos. You also like that evidence because it actually is a great one. Thanks a lot for watching. See you later.